स्टार्ट करें?
एक मिनट में हमको ज्वाइन करा लेते सब।
अच्छा,
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good
Afternoon.
afternoon.
yes. Good afternoon, each and everyone, one and all present here. ओके कर दीजिए, रेडी हमको बोल दीजिए. So, good afternoon, क्या बोला? मैंने अभी ये सब भी नहीं बोला है, गुड आफ्टरनून. Good afternoon, everyone.
पूरा खोलिए शुरू से.
Joining this webinar today. Okay. So, on behalf of our school, DAV Public School, Koila Nagar, Dhanbad, I welcome one and all present here in this webinar. And once again, good afternoon to each and everyone present here. In this webinar, and the topic of which is NEP, National Education Policy 2020-2020, a portal of innovation and opportunities in school education in the face of COVID-19. We cannot leave COVID-19 because now whatever is going on, it is going on with and through COVID-19. Because COVID-19 has also added some opportunities, has opened our minds and awareness. That's why it has added to our strength, ability, and capabilities. So, good afternoon, everyone, once again. First of all, I extend my heartiest and warm welcome, thanks and gratitude to our mentors, Padma Shri, Honorable Poonam Suriji, President, DAV CMC, New Delhi. Shri J.P. Shurji, Director PS1, DAV CMC, New Delhi. And Dr. K.C. Srivastava, the Regional Officer, Jharkhand Zone C, who have given me such a golden and grand chance, and opportunity, entrusting with me or instructing me with speaking in this webinar on the topic. At the same time, I extend my heartfelt welcome and thanks to all the principals and our colleagues, teachers, and participants in this seminar. Really, NEP, New Education Policy 2020, opens a portal, a door of great innovations and opportunities. And if well implemented, and if these are well implemented, these lofty benefits, opportunities and benefits will surely come to each and every door of Indian people. That's why it is a matter of great pleasure and pride. The thing is that if we implement it well, and this implementation does not depend only upon the government, but upon we teachers also. Because we are the real nation builders. First of all, in the beginning and end, I would like to put at least these quotes to pave the smooth ways to understanding NEP 2020 and making it materialize. First, I say the quotes of Swami Vivekananda on education. If we do not put it, I think it will be incomplete. Education is, according to Swami Vivekananda, a great saintly visionary of India. Education is the manifestation of the perfection already in man. That is, in man that education is always there. And we have to manifest it. And we have to perfect it. And the sole responsibility is not only of the government, but also we teachers, educators, principals, and all. One more quote of Swami Vivekananda. All power is within you, he says to the youth and the Indians. All power is within you. You can do anything and everything. Yes, how Swami Vivekananda, motivates and enlightens the Indians. Then, one very famous quote, arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Yes, it should be our motivational commitment that we will not stop until we make this NEP 2020 materialize. And one more quote, if I leave it, I will not have complacence. I will not be satisfied. The secret of life is not enjoyment. The secret of life is not enjoyment, but education through experience. See great men. It may be Dr. Kalam. It may be the present great man, our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji. If you say, from where he has got such such knowledge, such wisdom. So the secret of life is not enjoyment, but education through experience. Dr. Kalam said, the purpose of education is to make good human beings. And at the same time, we should also have commitment to make each and every student with us good human beings with skills and expertise. Dr. Kalam says, enlightened human beings can be created by teachers. Yes, teachers. Once again, the emphasis is on teachers. Changes in the education policy is the major way to provide the nation better students. Better students, yes. Professionals and better human beings. Now, I want to quote one quotation of Honorable Prime Minister Ji, Modi Ji, who said just after NEP 2020 was approved and released. Modi Ji said on NEP 2020, it's heartening. It's heartening that the NEP hasn't raised concerns of bias. Every country reforms its education system according to its national values. See, he pays focus and emphasis on values and goals. The end goals is to make sure its youth is future ready. Yes, and this is the theme of this NEP 2020. Yesterday also I was hearing Modi ji's speech from Varanasi, from Kashi, and many times he spoke on values. Okay, now start. It's good. Come. करिए आगे. Okay. कैसे होगा? कहाँ से? Okay. Good. Okay. Now, first of all, let us see the contents and objectives. National Education Policy 2020, an introduction, and C, vision of NEP 2020, key principles of NEP 2020, curriculum, learning outcomes, competency, how children will learn, curricular and pedagogical structure, schools complex and accreditation, teachers education and development, key focus areas, faculty, gender special needs, new education policy 2020, usefulness in our school. Next. National Education Policy 2020, an introduction. Education is fundamental for achieving full human potential, developing an equitable, see the word is developing an equitable and just society. This is the aim. Equitable and just society and promoting national development. This National Education Policy 2020 is the first education policy of the 21st century and aims to address the many growing development imperatives of our country. The new NEP 2020 replaces the previous national policy on education 1986. The policy is a comprehensive framework for elementary education to higher education, a comprehensive framework for elementary education to higher education, as well as vocational training in both rural and urban India. Now, roadmaps to NEP 2020. See, along the road, let us move along the road. The evolution of national education policy of India. 1968. Indira Gandhi government announced the first national policy on education. Then it was called National Policy of Education. Please mark it, NPE. In 1968, based on recommendations of the Education Commission. Better we should say NEP, that is now NPE in 1968, that is now NEP, National Policy on Education. Now it is National Education Policy on Education. First, it came first in 1968 on the recommendation of the Kothari Commission, and then the second National Policy on Education came in 1986. 1986, when the government was led by Rajiv Gandhi. Rajiv Gandhi. Yes. And then in 1992, see on the roadmap, in 1992, the 1986 National Policy on Education was modified by the P.V. Narasimha Rao government. Yes, adding a common entrance examination for professional and technical programs by Narasimha Rao government. Now, after 34 years, on 29th July 2020, the Union Cabinet approved a new National Education Policy NEP 2020, which is based on the draft of MHRD 2019, which was followed by a number of public consultations. There were numerous meetings and suggestions that were taken from varied educationists and eminent researchers. And see, in 2005, the new national policy was introduced by the Manmohan Singh government, based on Common Minimum Program. And 2016, the education policy by Narendra Modi ji government addressing gender discrimination, creation of educational tribunals, and a common curriculum for sciences, mathematics, and English. In this way, again, next, 2017, a new education plan with major changes scheduled to be launched by the Narendra Modi government, and again, that is NEP 20, which is this NEP 20 is based on the draft of MHRD 2019, which was followed by, in this way it came now, that now we are having, and the country is going to do something. बढ़ाइए, हमको बता दीजिए. Okay, okay. National Education Policy 2020. This National Education Policy proposes revision and revamping of all aspects of the education structure, including its regulation and governance. That is, its structure, education structure, all aspects of education structures will be revamped, will be revised, strengthened, and including its regulation, it will be regulated, regulation and governance, to create a new system that is aligned with the aspirational goals of 21st century education. Yes, mark it. To create a new system that is aligned with the aspirational goals. Aspirational goals, aspiration is with it, of 21st century education. 21st century education, that is the holistic education, total education, with skills, emotions, passions, ethics, and computer skills and all skills, while building upon India's traditions and value systems. India's value systems and traditions should also go side by side. We cannot leave it. That is, if we have pride in the country, in our nation, on, then we have to take it all along with us through this great journey. National Education Policy 2020. This National Education Policy 2020 is based on the principle that education must develop not only cognitive capacities, not only learning capacities, cognitive capacities, both the foundational capacities of literacy and numeracy from childhood. Both the fundamental capacities are literacy and numeracy, and higher order cognitive capacities such as critical thinking and problem solving. Such things make students a future genuine citizens, powerful citizens, to make the country powerful and strong. Yes, such as critical thinking and problem solving, but also social. Yes, we cannot leave it. Social, ethical, and emotional capacities and dispositions, and dispositions, and nature, instinct, how we think, how we act. So, so sorry for interruption. There was a technical
Can
issue.
you mute your audio?
No. Hmm? Yes. Okay. So, indeed, with the quickly changing employment landscape and global ecosystem, it is becoming increasingly critical that children not only learn, but more importantly, learn how to learn. This is this is a thing of massive importance. But more importantly, learn how to learn. And if children learn how to learn, that is the real learning, real education for learning life skills also. When they come out from schools and colleges, their lives and all life activities and everything in life is beautiful and successful, purposeful. So Benjamin Franklin says, "Tell me and I forget, teach me and I may remember, but involve me and I learn." That's why here, involvement in this new education system that has been going on for many decades. People are thinking over it, but now we should be thinking, and we will try to recommend and implement well, so that the children, the students should be involved in learning. Next. Next. The rich heritage of ancient and eternal, the rich heritage of ancient and eternal Indian knowledge and thought has been a guiding light for National Education Policy 2020. Yes, we should take care of this. We should be very particular about the rich heritage of ancient and eternal Indian knowledge that this education system is going forward with. And Narendra Modi ji, he teaches every citizen of India, even while he does Man Ki Baat or while he, for example, yesterday from Banaras, he was delivering a speech and he was thinking and talking and inspiring and showing, edifying the Indians, not only of Banaras, but the whole country. The rich heritage of ancient and eternal Indian knowledge and thought has been the guiding light of National Education Policy 2020. The pursuit of knowledge, Gyan or Jyan. The pursuit of knowledge, that is Jyan or Gyan, wisdom, that is Prajna, the truth, that is Satya, was always considered in Indian thought and philosophy. It is not new, everyone knows, as the highest human goal. The aim of education in ancient India was not just the acquisition of knowledge. It was not just the acquisition, assimilation of knowledge as preparation for life in the world or life beyond schooling, but for the complete realization and liberation of the self. It is a way to making a complete human being, complete citizen of a nation. Vision of National Education Policy 2020, an education system that contributes to an equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing high quality education to all. Develops a deep sense of respect towards the fundamental rights, duties, and constitutional values bonding with one's country, and a conscious awareness of one's role and responsibilities in a changing world. These are remarkable things. Instill skills, values, and dispositions that support responsible commitment to human rights, sustainable development, and living and global well-being also, thereby reflecting a truly global citizen. Yes, in our Shastra it is said, Ayam nijah paro vetti ganana laghuchet sam udar charita nam tu vasudhaiva kutumbakam. That is global citizen. Next. The aim of NEP 2020 aims to transform the Indian education to meet the needs of 21st century. This is a remarkable thing that I am repeating it. Rectify poor literacy and numeracy outcomes associated with primary schools, especially primary schools, because we have to make the roots stronger and deeper. Focus on early childhood care to restructure curriculum and pedagogy. Reform assessment and exams and invest in teacher training, very important. Bring a holistic change in the education system of India. Holistic change. This NEP 2020 has come with a holistic change in education system of India. It is a harbinger of holistic change. Key principles of NEP: respect for diversity and local context in all curriculum, pedagogy, and policy. Equity and inclusion, very important markable point. Equity, fairness, equity, and inclusion. As the corner, it is the cornerstone of all educational decisions. Community participation for the real development of the nation. Equity and inclusion, community participation, encouragement and facilitation for philanthropic, private and community participation, all must be included. Use of technology in teaching and learning, removing language barriers. Yes, removing language barriers. Language barriers have been removed, or this education system will try to remove all these barriers. For Divyang students also, and in educational planning and management. Emphasize conceptual understanding. Yes, concept. Not only fact, but idea and concept. But the real problem is that we have to face while teaching students. They have no concept. Rather than rote learning and learning for exams, that is, more than 95% students have this motto. They learn for exams. They take the basis of rote learning. That is a great hindrance, impediment in the education system. Unique capabilities, recognizing, identifying them in each student. In each student there is a unique capability that we all know. Critical thinking and creativity to encourage logical decision making and innovation. Continuous review based on sustained research and regular assessment by educational experts. Curriculum, learning outcomes, competencies, and expected outcomes. Universalization of ACCES. That is, yes, universalization of access from ECCE to secondary. That is, ECCE, education of childhood care from the children to the secondary. From ECCE to secondary level, universalization of access. That is, all students should be there. There should not be dropouts. Ensure equity and inclusion. Bring back 2 crores out of school children, the dropouts. 2 crore out of school children should be brought back to school, to the mainstream. Attain SDG goals, Sustainable Development Goals, of retaining all children in schools until completion of secondary education. Improve quality and achievement of learning outcomes, fundamental literacy and numeracy. Focus on 21st century skills, teaching, learning, and assessment, all. Resource sharing, school complexes, and such school complexes will share the resources. Effective governance, separation of powers and common norms. Overcoming the language barrier in learning. and common standards for public and private school education, that there will be common standards, not that private schools will have some other standards that we generally see. There will be common standards. Now, the real transformation, the real change it is now. Transforming curricular and pedagogical structure. See, existing academic structure is 10 plus 2. That is very clear to everyone. 10 plus 2, ages from ages, that is 10 years, ages 6 to 16. And the last 2 years, 11 and 12, 16 to 18. Now the new academic structure, the new pedagogical and curricular structure of school education, that is 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4, 3 years in Anganwadi, that is preschool, and 12 years in school, that is 5 years, starting the age 3 to 6 Anganwadi or preschools or Balvikas, whatever we call it, nursery or KG or whatever, that is 3 years. And the next 2 years, that is class 1 and 2, ages 6 to 8. That is called foundational, foundation. It makes the foundation of education. Then preparatory, that is 3 years, classes 6 to 5, ages 8 to 11. Preparatory, it is the real preparation. And then here in preparatory stage, classes 3 to 5, there will be play method, play way, play, discovery and activity based and interactive classroom learning, play basis. And the first stage, foundational, will also be play basis. Multi-level, yes, foundational, once again, multi-level play or activity based learning. Because if we ask the children, if we take the children, that is nursery, LKG, UKG or Anganwadi or preschool, during the foundational stage, they do not like to come to school. Every year during the month of April, we see when the school of KG section starts, the children weep, they wail, they do not like to come to school. They come to school reluctantly, and the parents come with them, they cry. But this is the thing that we have to change. This new education system has to change. The children play at home and they will play at school also. Till class 2, no examination. That's why the children's fear from their mind and heart will be totally over. Okay. In the same way, preparatory stage also, play, discovery and activity based and interactive classroom learning. Then middle stage. And the middle stage, that is of again 3 years, classes 6 to 8, age 11 to 14. That is experiential learning. Yes, see how experiential is added. Because at this age, children start thinking and experiencing. So learning through experience. Experiential learning in the sciences, mathematics, arts, social sciences, and humanities. Now the fourth stage is the secondary stage, that is 4 years, multidisciplinary, very, very important. This word multidisciplinary. This is the first time that a great barrier has been snapped, broken. Multidisciplinary study, greater critical thinking, See how the standard of height of quality of thinking is rising, is raised. Flexibility and student choice of subjects. There is flexibility, very, very important, and it is a great reformation that students have flexibility of choosing their subjects in class 9, 10, 11, 12. Earlier, in class 11 and 12, they had to choose the subjects science or arts or commerce. But now, they are free for this choice. Reduction in curriculum. Curriculum has been reduced. And what has been focused on? What? That is critical thinking. Learning to think how to think and learning to learn how to learn. Core essentials, that is curriculum in all subjects to be reduced to its core essentials. Only essential things will be there. And what will be added? Critical thinking will be added. Focused on critical thinking, inquiry, discovery, discussion, and analysis based teaching and learning methods for holistic education. This is the definition of holistic education. Interactive classes. Interactive teaching with reduced dependency on textbook learning. Questions from students will be promoted. Students will ask questions. They will not fear. Experiential learning, fun, creative, collaborative, and explanatory activities in classroom for experiential learning and deeper student learning. Curriculum and pedagogy to be transformed by 2022 to promote skill-based and minimize rote-based learning. Revision of NCF, that is National Curriculum Framework. National Curriculum Framework for School Education and NCF for Teacher Education 2009 by 2021 will be revised because we cannot leave behind teacher education with the education of children. If we want to make this learning and teaching process holistic and complete, both should go side by side. John Dewey said, give the pupils something to do and something to learn. And the doing is of such a nature as to demand thinking, learning naturally. And if we make them think, learning naturally results. Real learning naturally happens. Gandhiji says, by education, I mean all round drawing out the best in the child and man, body, mind, and spirit. Yes, everyone says the same thing. Nothing different. True education must correspond to the surrounding circumstances. Yes, we have to be linked with, attached to the surrounding circumstances, or it is not a healthy growth. If we do not have this, add this, it cannot be a healthy growth and a holistic education in the life of children, and the true citizens cannot be created. We should know, Rabindranath Tagore, Gurudev says, we should know that the great task of the institution is to provide for the education of the mind and all the senses. Mind and all the senses through various activities. That's why thinking, critical thinking with activities, these things are focused on. Focus on LOE, that is learning outcome. Learning outcomes. We have now seen learning, how to learn, and learning outcomes, competencies, and subject integration. Competency based education. Modules on preparing and implementing pedagogical plans based on competency and outcome based education for school learners. Integration of subjects through arts integrated, sports integrated, ICT integrated, and storytelling based pedagogy among others as a standard package. Development of scientific temper, that is a must in this scientific age for the real development. Development of scientific temper and inculcation of power and practice of human and constitutional values such as patriotism. Patriotism is a supreme thing, supreme quality, trait, sign, strength, as our Modi ji has. Sacrifice, non-violence, truth, honesty, peace, all goes side by side. No silos among subject. Now there's no hard segregation, no hard and harsh separation between and among subjects and learning. No hard separation. Very, very important. Yes, it can transform, it can bring upon a great transformation. Bring about a great transformation. No hard separation between curricular, co-curricular, and extracurricular subjects and activities, academic, vocational, science, humanities, science, suppose physics, humanities can take history, sports, arts, academics. It is so enlightening and smooth going. Emphasis on digital literacy. Emphasis on digital literacy, yes, digital literacy in this new age, in this age. Coding, very, very important. Coding that started from class 5, that will start from class 5 onward. Coding. We have got these qualities and traits from other countries also that they are doing. China has always, yes, is already doing coding. And computational thinking, ethical also, we cannot forget. Ethical, moral, and moral reasoning. Promotion of multilingual teaching, promoting states to enter into bilateral agreements with nearby states to hire language teachers so that there should not be any language based barriers. Mental and physical health and well-being. 10 मिनट ज़्यादा लीजिएगा क्योंकि छोटा था. Mandatory for students to acquire skills in health and nutrition, physical education, fitness, wellness, and sports. That is the gist of this page, of this slide. Health checks up, that is must. Reduce weight of school bags. Yes, very, very important that the governments have been thinking for more than a decade. Mandatory skills, health and wellness, that is mandatory. Hiring counselors in school complexes. Yes, state government will be encouraged to hire adequate number of counselors and teachers to be shared across school complex. Focus on children with disability, very, very important. Focus on children with disability. That is very particular and essential for the all round development, not only of all the children, but of the nation, also of the nation. Differentiated intervention and suitable infrastructure development at schools to make access easier for children with disabilities so that the children with disability can have access to schools and education should be included. Inclusive and caring culture at school, very important. The role and expectancies of principal and teachers will explicitly include developing a caring and inclusive culture at school. Innovative pedagogy, transforming teaching learning process. Very important. Experiential learning that we talked about now also. Yes, focus on experience, inquiry, and discovery-based teaching learning process that is experiential so that the students can understand that, experience that. And if you experience, if you are involved, you cannot forget, you learn it to the core. Integrated pedagogy, arts, sports, and storytelling, and ICT, integrated pedagogy. Promotion of peer tutoring, promoting peer tutoring as voluntary and joyful activity under the supervision of teachers. These are very, very important things. Equal weightage, no hard separation between curricular that we have read, that we have now discussed. Freedom of choosing variety of subject combination to be provided that we discussed now. Bagless days, very important. There will be at least 10 days, bagless days, to schedule in academic calendar. And the students from class 5, they will go to some experts of local art or artist or professionals, and they will learn their internship. Use the integration of technology, very important. Integration of technology enable pedagogy in classes 6 to 12. India's future and India's leadership role in upcoming fields. Computational thinking, mathematical thinking and problem solving. Computational thinking, that is, activity involving coding, will be introduced in middle stage. Coding from class 5, 6 onwards. Including contemporary subjects in school. Teaching of contemporary subjects at middle, secondary stages. Artificial intelligence, design thinking, holistic health, organic, organic living, environmental education, global citizenship, education, that is all things will be included. School complexes and accreditation. School complexes clusters for the improvement and the Bal Bhavan, strengthening, setting up of Bal Bhavan of children. Again, Samajik Chetna Kendra, sharing resources, planning, development of short-term and long-term plans, governance, effective governance of schools, integration, better integration of education across all levels through connected schools and shared teachers and resources. Pairing schools, that is twinning, pairing of one government school with one private school across the country. Teachers' education and development, that is, teachers' education is of great importance now. It will be a 4-year integrated B.Ed, minimum degree qualification for teaching, That includes student teaching at local schools by 2030. For applicants with an existing bachelor's degree in other specialized subject, that is for 2-year B.Ed, 4-year B.Ed, again 2-year B.Ed. It is for applicants with an existing bachelor's degree in other specialized subject. 1-year B.Ed for those who have completed the equivalent of 4-year multidisciplinary bachelor's degrees or have obtained a master's degree in a specialty. Teacher education will gradually be moved by 2030 into multidisciplinary colleges and universities. Multidisciplinary higher education institutions offering the 4-year in-class integrated B.Ed program to also provide blended and ODL mode of teaching to students in remote areas. Key focuses areas equality, gender, special needs. Focus on socio-economic disadvantaged groups, gender identities, particularly female and transgender individuals, socio-cultural identities such as scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, OBC, minorities, geographical identities such as students from villages, small towns, and aspirational districts, disabilities including learning disabilities, and social economic conditions such as migrants communities, low income household children, in vulnerable situations, victims of or children of victims of trafficking, orphans, such. Separate strategies will be formulated for focused attention for reducing each of the category wise each of the category wise gaps in school education. Online and digital education, that is inclusion and access, enhance educational access to disadvantaged group including Divyang students. We have to pay attention on Divyang students physically, mentally challenged students, blended learning, emphasis on effective models of blended learning, content creation, digital platforms, pilot studies, expansion of platforms, technology in education. We have to pay much stress. Earlier slide was also on such thing, and this is especially on technology in education, use of technology in teaching, learning, assessment. That this corona has, this COVID-19 has given us opportunities, and yes, it has increased such opportunities. Teaching, learning, assessment, education planning, that all we have been doing for the last 7 months, 8 months, digital India campaign, administration management, regulation through public discussion. National Education Technology Forum, NETF, Divyang friendly, e-content to meet 21st century challenges, virtual labs, and online assessment and examinations that we are doing. Many of these things we are doing and using technology in education. That because of COVID-19, COVID-19 came into the world to, to put hindrance, but we have changed, transformed this hindrance into opportunities. New education policy, usefulness in our school, yes. In our school. Once again, let us come back to school. Preparation for schooling and elementary school level, schooling level. Preparation for school and elementary schooling level. ECCE for all by 2030. Yes, ECCE from first stage to class 11 and 12. There should be 100% attendance, involvement, schooling of all the students by 2030. And in higher classes, 50% by 2035. Achieve 100% gross enrollment ratio in school by 2030. Preparatory class, Bal Vatika, for 5-6 years, old children in Anganwadis, preschools, all these. School preparation models for class 1. National Foundation Literacy and Numeracy Mission set up of school infrastructure and resources. Special education zones, SEZ, utilize unused capacity of schools and Samajik Chetna Kendra. School complexes, school complex clusters for schools for doing something with the cooperation of each other, with a better cooperation and coordination, for resourcing, for resource sharing. Holistic development of the student, very important thing, holistic development. And what are the things regarding this in this field? No hard, once again, no hard separation of curricular, extra and co-curricular, arts and science, sports and vocational crafts, curriculum to integrate Indian culture and ethos. Indian culture and ethos and values. Innovative pedagogies to be explored, such as experiential learning, teaching methods, experience. Book promotion policy and digital libraries. That is, during this age, it is very helpful and essential. Holistic report card, very, very important. Holistic report card. 360-degree report card. A holistic report card. Yes. A holistic report card use AI for identifying special aptitude of the child. You know that in this holistic report card, 360-degree report card, the students will be judged on the basis of themselves, again by their peers, by their teachers, along with all such activities. Vocational education, integration from primary grades and a 10 days bagless, that is no bag days, internship with local trades craftsperson for grades 6 to 8. Very, very important. Yes, vocational education. Actually, these things were in the past. If we see in Gurukul schooling, they used everything. The students, the pupils had to do everything. And they learned. And there were great scholars that this modern age cannot produce such great scholars as from the time of Ramayana, Mahabharata, and recent Gurukul, that is even 2000 years ago. But during these 1000 years or so, all those things had been marred. And in this new education policy under the government of Narendra Modi ji, All these things are again being restored and revised. Revived. Lok Vidya, local artists as instructors in schools. Yes, local artists will be the instructors in schools. Inclusivity, gender inclusion fund up to class 12. Special provisions for gifted children. Yes, there are some special provisions that this new NEP 2020 provides for gifted children. Adult education to focus upon technology-based solutions, NCF for AE to be developed, for adult education to be developed. And iOS to expand to include vocational courses and courses for grades 3, 5 and 8. Medium of instruction will be in mother tongue. Very, very important. One of the most important, remarkable change. But debatable also. Medium of instruction will be in mother tongue. Local language, regional language till grade 5 and preferably to grade 8. At least grade 5. But it is debatable. Because all schools cannot follow it. In metropolitan cities, where the students and people are from different backgrounds and languages, there which local language will be followed. That's why it is debatable. Because some English medium schools, they will have to follow English assessments. National Assessment Center for Performance Assessment, Review and Analysis of Knowledge for Holistic Development. PARAK, very, very important, this PARAK. Exams in grades 3, 5 and 8. Exams will be in grades 3, 5 and 8 in addition to board exams in grades 10 and 12. Yes, board exams, yes, it will be continued in classes 10th and 12th, but the importance and stress of exam has been reduced. Maybe examination will be taken twice a year, that is, yes, and on the basis of objective and subjective in two parts. So that the students, if they could not do well in this exam, they can take next exam also. Board exams, modular, now stakes based on conceptual knowledge and its application. Again and again the same things come. Conceptual knowledge, not rote learning, not mugging up. The same thing I am reminded of while teaching in class 11, Albert Einstein at school. Einstein idea was the same because then he was a would-be scientist. And Einstein said that to learn facts is no education, but to learn and think upon ideas is education. Concept is the real process of knowledge, gaining knowledge, and process of earning and gaining education. Curriculum and pedagogical framework. New curricular and pedagogical framework, the same thing that we did, 5 plus 3 plus 3. Reduction in curriculum to core concept, okay, that we have done. identification of the life skills. Yes, life skills identification. Because every child is endowed with, gifted with some quality. Identification of the life skills to be attained in each grade as a part of NCF. Alternative model of schools to be encouraged to adopt NCF. ICT integration in teaching and learning methodologies. Methodology. ICT integration. It should be integrated with the teaching and learning methods and activities. Tracking students as well as their learning levels, universalization of secondary education. Universalization of secondary education also, that now from and early education, child education from class 3, sorry, from age 3 to 18, universalization. It will be mandatory from 3 to age 3 to 18 up to class 12. Tracking students as well as their learning levels, universalization of secondary education. That's why by 2030, 100% students will be in school from from class 1 to 12, from the first level to the last stage. And once again, I would like to say and put the same quote by PM, Honorable PM Modi ji. It is heartening that the NEP, new education policy, hasn't raised concerns of bias. No biasness, no partiality, nothing has been left. Because it is so vast that in 1 hour it cannot be discussed. Not even the fourth has been discussed. Not even the fourth part. Every country reforms its education system according to its national values and goals. The end goal is to make sure its youth is future ready. Yes, we are making, or this the goal of this NEP 2020 is to make the youth of the country for future ready for future. Once again, Dr. Kalam, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the purpose of education is to make good human beings with skills and expertise. Enlightened, it is enlightened. Human beings can be created by teachers. That's why we teachers, so I put this quote once again at the end so that we teachers should have this commitment and strength to do and to make this new education policy 2020 materialize. Changes in the education policy is the major way to provide the nation better students, professionals, and better human beings by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So, all of you, thank you a lot. Thank you.
Well done. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Well expressed.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Very well expressed.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Very
you.
nice presentation.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Everything
Thank
has
you.
to cover.
Okay.
Thank
Yes.
you, Raji.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Very nice.
Goody.
हाँ
Yes, sir.
धन्यवाद राय साहब
हाँ, sir. Please.
राय
Yes.
साहब धन्यवाद
Okay, okay, sir. Very a lot of thanks, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. ये नहीं क्या पूछा क्या हो गया ना
Now we can leave.
पूछ लिया Okay, sir. Just wait. Aro sir.
Yeah.
Aro sir may say something. Please wait, sir. Please wait, sir, all of you. Aru sir may address something. Ju- yes, just wait, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Just wait, sir. सर वेट ये ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं श्रीवास्तव सर. हाँ हाँ ज्वाइन किया ना, ये ज्वाइन है ना.
उसको पिंग करना है. Yes.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
आवाज आ रही?
Yes,
मेरी
sir.
आवाज पहुंच रही है आपके पास?
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon,
Hello.
sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Sir, good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Good
Everybody.
afternoon, sir.
I hope this session was. I hope this session was quite useful for everybody.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir. Very nicely presented, sir.
Very nicely conducted. That's very good. And I think perhaps this is the last today. Now what is required, please, principals are also here. Now what is required from other things also, they should send me the report and attendance within 3 days so that I should send it to the Delhi office also.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So my good wishes to all of you. Please, quite seriously, we should start our work, do our work, and whatever you are doing, it should reach to the parents. The parents should understand the school is serious about their children. This online classes is not only for a session or month, it may go further for coming session also. So teachers have to be up to date. Teachers have to be quite clear about the concept that this online classes
आप थे?
and syllabus is to be complete, examination is to be completed, taken properly,
सबको कुछ बोलना चाहिए था.
and the parents should also feel. Sometimes we I suggest you all that we should talk to the parents once in a while you are taking classes, and a positive feeling should be conveyed to them that responsibility which we are carrying out, your support and full support is required. Until and unless parents are positive, supportive, we shall not be, successful in our endeavors. So my good wishes once again to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good
Thank you, sir.
afternoon, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Sir.
हो गया ना,
Thank you, sir.
तो बंद करो. Okay, sir. Thank you once again, all of you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you and namaskar, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
हाँ, end कर दिया. Okay. अब जा सकते हैं. सब लगा है बड़ी देर से. ओह. हाँ हो गया. Done. हाँ.